and welcome to the surprise episode. This is dropping on Tuesday, Dia de las Madres. Shout out to all of our brown bag baddies and brown bag mommies.
That's right.
And our newly founded brown bag daddies.
I'm not calling them that.
They like it.
Why?
They like it. They want to feel included.
I call him Papa.
By the way, we can't call Prius Papi anymore.
What?
Because Angie doesn't like that we call a man Papi.
What?
She told me that.
Wait,
I called her earlier this week.
It's weird.
I literally was like, "Hey Angie, what are you doing? Are you gonna go with Prius Papi? Stop calling him that." And I'm like, "Oh, you don't want us to call him that anymore?" Yeah, but you guys gotta think about it. You're calling him Papi, and I'm like, "Yeah, but we also call her Chicken Nugget."
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys call
But then I'm like, "What's it?" Okay, so we have to call him Marcus now because it's for real with them.
Oh, it's for real.
Or we don't
for
have
real?
to call him anything. We don't even have to acknowledge him anymore.
Oh, okay.
Valió verga.
we like Prius Papi. My and mommy Prius Papi. Like it has a good ring to it.
It sounds weird to me.
So we can't call you mommy because you're not our mother.
Yeah, you didn't complain about that one.
Come on, it's
I
double
low-key thought it was
standards.
just a shot at me, but it's fine. Anyway, welcome to the surprise podcast. We're trying to figure out what we're going to call it. It might be podcastito. It might be the potty. It's basically a mini pod that you're going to get hopefully every Tuesday and regular pod every Friday. Why this happened is because of this past weekend. Huge. Too huge for us to wait on, like, to drop on Friday.
Yeah, so much is gonna go
So
on.
much
going
went
on.
down. So we are going to talk about it all. And the first thing we're going to start off with is Bad Bunny's new album, Un Verano Sin Ti.
Verano Sin Ti.
Yo,
Bad Bunny, baba.
shout out to Ugly Primo, by the way, for the album artwork.
Ugly Primo, legend.
So
Legend.
fucking dope to
Such a
see
fucking legend.
Yeah.
the homie like his
Fool.
art everywhere across the world.
Fool.
Number one album in the country.
Yeah.
This fool went back to back, Bad Bunny, and then did a bunch of artwork for Spotify. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for the Mother's Day
I'm
thing.
like, fool,
Yeah.
you do a lot with. You're
Going
not tired?
crazy.
Yeah.
And he did 2 festivals.
And-
Yeah.
Wow. So why don't we just make him Brown Pride right now?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Ugly
Ugly Primo.
Ugly Primo.
We should have just had him. He's literally up the street.
Facts.
I've been thinking about inviting him up here.
We definitely should. And he's been up here, but actually, like,
Yeah,
talking
like
to him.
I asked him because I know he was like very like a private person,
Right.
And I think that was for a while. And I talked to him and I was like, hey, would you ever want to like come on the podcast and like talk
Right.
about the shit you've did? He's like, yeah, I'm down. I think I'm down now. He's like, I don't want to be like
Yeah.
no, like not in the
Just like
spotlight
Mystique
anymore.
type of
And
guy, yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of like
He's
I
like
think that's-
Batman.
it's like over
Batman.
for him. For he's like ready to just tell people like, yeah, look, me, I'm
It's
great.
me.
Yeah.
And then also with us, it's like family. It's not like he's going to a show and getting interviewed.
Yeah.
It's literally like our cousin. And we would like you guys to consider him family too, because
Facts.
once you meet him and once you see like this is an Ugly Primo work, you're going to spot it everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Because
You're
like
like-
with us, it's like once we see like, oh, this is the same guy who's this puppet, you're going to be like, oh, he's this guy too. And he's this guy that they posted. Oh my God, he's with Bad Bunny. Like all of that
Creative
is
genius.
Creative genius.
fire. And he's a Mexican.
Yeah.
And he's a Mexican.
Shout out to Ugly Primo one more time.
Shout out my boy, Ugly
He's
Primo.
not ugly, but we all do have ugly primos. Some of us are the ugly primo.
Bad Bunny, though.
You get it? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got it.
It's a joke. But Bad Bunny album dropped, straight fire,
Fire.
super fire.
Super fire.
Do you have any favorite songs?
I have it right here.
You have it
It's
down?
what is it? No soy celoso.
No soy celoso. I
love
love that.
that
I
one.
love that because it's my toxic king. And low key, the vibe is really like smooth. And he's basically saying, no soy celoso, pero ¿quién es ese cabrón?
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you with? I'm not jealous though. I
Yeah,
love
that's
that
literally
about
me.
him. That's literally me too. I'm not
not
jealous,
jealous,
but
but
who
you're
the
jealous?
fuck
I'm not-
pictures are you liking? Yeah.
No, I'm not that
But
extreme,
who
but I'm
are
like,
you taking a photo with at the meet and greet? Yeah, but I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous.
It
Though.
was so bad.
No, but like I really like that song. I also like one of my favorites is Titi me preguntó.
oh, so
Oh, that's
fire.
Oh my
Fire.
God, I cannot stop listening to that
That
song.
shit is so fire.
It's so good. I love it because it starts off my bad, like bachata vibes, but then
Yeah.
he gets into his hip hop vibes, and then it hits like hard reggaeton, like, and then he goes into like even his like boy band.
yeah.
For girls,
Those are
girls
roller
swore Bad
coasters.
Bunny was perfect until you made that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
facts.
bitches in every city.
Yeah.
Bro, he flexed on
He's
Spain.
flexed. Even a
He
Mexican
said,
one.
San Antonio.
Mexican.
He's like, I got one in San Antonio. I'm like, what the fuck?
Linda.
No, Dallas.
Dallas.
She don't know him. She don't know
Okay,
him.
okay.
Yeah.
No, the Mexican one, he's saying like, tengo una mexicana que ni supe, or like, it's like he didn't even know he had a Mexican girl, but he does.
Like,
That's
bro,
me. No, I'm just
that
kidding.
was so player, fool. Like, he was just, that was the most player song when I was
I
hearing
love
it.
that song. I keep going
And
back to that song.
me, that was like personifying the toxic summer when
Yeah.
you break up with your girl and you're just trying
Just
anything
letting
to
it
get
all-
over.
being a hoe.
Basically.
Being a hoe summer.
Skonka vibes.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was just funny to see him like be kind of just playful and like play on that like tengo una, and then it's like my
Yeah.
grandma's telling me, why don't I settle
Yeah.
down? Like, why don't you get a nice lady? Like, shit, I have a nice lady every night, but they leave in the morning type
Damn,
shit. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Then you
Like,
can relate, huh?
no.
No. He's a celoso one. No, but even what I think is gonna take off, and he's like, tomamos un selfie, say cheese. And it's like, he's speaking English, shout out to Bad Bunny. But he then says in Spanish, I'm gonna translate it. He says, if I've ever fucked you, smile. Like, say cheese. He's like, que sonríe cada cualquier que la metí. Like, if I ever put it in you, smile.
I got freaky.
Yeah, he
like,
got super freaky. But shout out to Bad Bunny. And then all these bitches are going to smile. They're going to want to say cheese. You love it. You love it. Because now you're going to be using that. That's going to be a caption.
Bad Bunny boned me. But I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with the whole
that
shit,
song.
but he has a song about Pisces.
Uh-oh.
Am I saying the name wrong, right? Oh,
see.
Aguacero? Yeah,
Oh,
right?
is that okay.
I'm saying it right,
Miami?
Angie?
Does that mean Pisces?
Is that Pisces?
Aguacero, like a water sign, right?
Oh,
Aguacero, right, Angie?
I didn't know that.
I thought it was
But
like a water
it say
poop.
some shit like, it's waterproof.
No, water poop. Aguacero.
No, I don't think that's what that means. But he has a bar.
Shout out to myself, he said.
Oh, and
It's
then,
not racist.
shout out to
It's about
Salvi, 'cause
myself.
I think Bad Bunny lives in Salvador. I think he said he lived in Salvador, or if he would like to live in Salvador.
Oh, wow.
Was it like to live in Salvador, Angie, or he lived in Salvador?
Honestly, after Duno's making shit.
I'm sure not.
Yeah. After the what song is it? The Celoso song. I don't think I think I just always go back to the like either I finish my drive, or that's the thing with a lot of songs in an album. I still haven't gone through the whole album. How about you guys? You went through all of it?
I went through all of it, but it was very hard because I was like at the gym with the homies, taking out the
got you.
AirPod, putting it back on. But then I listened to it while fucking driving with the homies. Like we're all bumping, everybody was like, "Oh, he got bars." Like,
got bars.
Cause he was, oh, but look, there's a line. Que sabes que soy Piscis y enamorar es bien fácil,
Fácil.
pero olvidarme es difícil.
Oh, bars.
Oh, that's
Bars.
you, baby
That's
boy.
your next Instagram
My ex
caption.
texted me that shit. Swear to God, I'm gonna show you guys right now. I'll send you a screenshot too.
You can look up the lyrics.
You can put it in the thing right here.
Yeah, right here, like boom.
Una selfie. Say cheese.
And I replied like, "Are you trying
Que
to tell me you
sonríe
forgot
todo
it?"
la que metí.
That's fire. Shout out Bad
Yeah,
Bunny.
shout out
fire.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
The
fucking-
album is fire. What I love the most about Bad Bunny is that he's gonna beat out Jack Harlow for the first
Facts.
album sales.
He
'Cause
thought.
yeah.
Jack Harlow thought.
You wish, bro. And to me, it's like Jack Harlow's been set up to really take over this year. The single he dropped, First Class, I know people feel it's mediocre, but it's doing really good. And I think sometimes that's what happens with a good sample on a song. Regardless of whatever the rap lyrics are, as long as the sample's bomb, it's pretty much gonna take off, which is unfortunate because you want
Yeah.
them to go hard. But I low-key think like Jack Harlow, you thought you were gonna have the #1 album in the country, and then here comes Bad Bunny, baby, and he's gonna take it from you, bitch.
Yeah,
And he beat
facts.
Drake.
Yeah,
he
the
had a- he
Spotify
beat
stream
a-
Spotify
records.
shit.
Mhm.
Shout out
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah.
The Jack Harlow thing is funny. I'll go back to Bad Bunny, but Jack Harlow is like went from very underrated to overrated like this.
Like this.
And
Super
everybody's
busy.
like, man, everybody turned on him. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, why is he at the Kentucky Derby? Da, da, da. Like,
Yeah.
people had so much criticism of him. And the last album that he dropped in 2020, everybody's like, wow, this was better than I thought.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, this shit is trash.
And people are liking the album. The
Some
new
are, yeah.
album, but just it's not. I think that's what differentiates when someone like a Bad Bunny drops. You could tell like, oh shit, this is an artist versus kind of what we're putting up with. Like
Yeah.
this is artistry. Like even
Yeah.
like the Kendrick stuff, it's like, oh crap, like this is why this album's dropping. It's like a art. This is someone that really cares about his craft versus the stuff that we're like eating regardless because we're gonna consume music. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, 100%. And I'm gonna just keep it all the way a bug. Like, First Class is the only song I know from Jack Harlow. Just
You
'cause
know
I-
what's popping. You'll know like
Yeah.
if you hear him, you're gonna know
Yeah. And
like the what's popping
but
song.
I also
You know
feel
it.
like he's strictly. It's just hip hop. Like there's no like there's no like are you saying?
Yeah.
There's no like when Bad Bunny dropped, he dropped like this dope storyline to it and all this shit. It's a masterpiece. I
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
think and I think you said that before on a pod before where you were like, bro, there's certain artists that when they drop, it goes straight into like a Picasso.
Yeah,
And then I remember I was like,
sounds like me.
and I'm like, bro, I've never thought about that until you obviously when you kick it on fucking big headed ass hip hop people.
Wow, look at us with
They-
our big
they're
old
like,
head.
no, do not, part not right. So you know, you start paying attention to this shit. And honestly, I can't tell you
I'm
the
proud
name
of that. You're clowning, but I'm proud
but
that
I can't
we
tell
did
you
that
the
for
name
you.
of Jack Harlow's album. I can't. I really can't.
It's called "Come Home, the Kids Miss You."
That's it's just too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but what I'm saying is, it's just like, what was the rollout to it?
Right.
Like, I wasn't. But Bad Bunny, obviously, Bad Bunny is Latino. We're Latino, so we take so much pride in him.
Right.
But I can't. I think he's too like, it's too hip hop pop. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. And what's crazy is, so Jack Harlow had an interview, and it was after the Met Gala, and he said that he met up with Bad Bunny at the Met Gala, and he's like, so Friday, huh? Because, like, trying to, like, tell Bad Bunny, like, why you dropping the same day as me? And then Bad Bunny's like, I'm sorry. Like but it's like, bro, chill. You're not Bad Bunny status.
Yeah,
You're Jack Harlow,
you
and that's
thought-
cool for you. But someone like Bad Bunny is going to humble you.
Yeah,
You know?
he's gonna
And
humble anybody.
Facts.
Honestly,
I love that for Jack.
I seen.
I mean, I love that for Bad Bunny.
bro, and for I think it's dope because he's like for even I seen like big ass rap blogs and shit.
Yeah.
Like they posted a picture. I think it was what's the dude that he's right next to LeBron. He's Mexican. His name's like Rivera. I think he's Latino.
Right next to LeBron.
Like he's always with LeBron. He does a podcast with him. The Latino.
I don't know.
Okay, but it was
This
him.
is your forte.
Eve Rivera.
Yeah, him.
Okay, yeah.
So it's him, LeBron, and Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And the big ass rap blogs, they only tagged LeBron and him, and they didn't tag Bad Bunny. And in the comments, they're like, "Get the fuck out!
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then I seen on Twitter, a lot of people were like, "Why is Bad Bunny? How do you beat Drake?" And I'm like,
What do you
"You
mean?
know what this fucking guy is?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's crazy
Yeah,
to me.
and I had a quick theory about the Bad Bunny album because he put Caíta on it.
Yeah.
And another song that was already previously
That's
released.
on this album?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
like,
I don't
the
know.
last song.
Oh, okay. I haven't gone to it.
And I've been like heavy on like side A. I haven't listened to side B yet too much, but I'm like thinking, why would he put an old song on
Right.
this
That helps
new
streaming
album?
numbers.
He's already
Well,
gold.
it does, but also I think that this album he wanted to drop this specific album since before he dropped his other two albums because those dropped in quarantine,
Yeah.
both of them, right? And I felt like his
This
album was
felt like an outside album.
this
Or the
felt like
song was for the outside
it
album.
felt like the album that he wanted to make that was more recent to that period in time.
Right.
And then Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana was like, oh fuck, like I'm gonna just drop this album because we're in quarantine and I have all these songs.
Right.
And then the Último Tour del Mundo was like more of a,
Which was a lie, by the way.
yeah, no, it wasn't. But at the same time, it was like,
Oh my God, Bad Bunny's retiring.
Yeah.
Not you, just people.
nah, yeah, exactly. But it was more like, I have this dope concept for an album, let me drop it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, these songs must, not that they sound old, but the story that he told,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, must have been, to me,
From
something
another
that he
time.
wanted to drop like 2019, 2020,
Damn.
I think.
That's-
So,
That was a fucking legend, way.
I have a question for the guys.
yeah.
Do you guys like to break up before the summer? Like, is that a thing?
I've definitely
To be
done it.
single for the summer? Like, hey, I want to be single for the summer. Like, I'm with you, but, like, I need my time.
I've definitely done that
I
before.
think that's overrated.
To be single for the summer?
Yeah. I feel like winter is more lit being single.
Winter.
You don't have to
Winter?
buy you don't have to buy gifts.
Whoosh.
No, that's cuddle season.
I mean, yeah, you can still cuddle, but you know, if you don't have to buy nobody
It's
gifts.
okay, Vic. It's okay. It's okay, bud.
What?
It's your time to shine, brother. Wedding next year.
I honestly think I've always thought like this. Single in the winter, not the summer. The summer you
So
want to do
you're going to
lit.
be single in the winter?
No.
So
No.
it's forever?
Just
Yeah.
making it worse. Okay, brother.
Don't play me.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
But see, like this summer, like Bad Bunny finna be at all the clubs. You know what I mean? Just be vibing like this.
I would wonder to be his girlfriend. Like, check this out, babe. Dropping my new project. It's called Single for the Summer.
Nah, but there's a video when
Like,
he's filming
how
that.
are you going to be okay with that?
Fuck, there's a video when he's filming that. What's that song that you really like? The Tati.
Yeah, Titi.
Yeah,
Titi
So,
me preguntó.
yeah, so he's filming it in the Bronx. There's some
Oh,
girls
yeah.
twerking on him, and then the other retweets are like, "Damn, bro, Gabriella's so strong."
Oh yeah.
I could
You
never.
didn't see that?
Yeah, dude, I could never.
You could never
Yeah.
date like a Bad Bunny.
No, I have an amazing bunny at home. He's a hus bunny.
Husband, yeah.
Shout out to my faithful queens out there. You know how when J. Cole is like, my girl wouldn't pick up for Michael B. Jordan, it's like, she'd pick up for Bad Bunny. The girls would pick up for Bad Bunny. And they would do each other's nails.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, if
facts.
Bad Bunny ever slid in one of my, like...
Years, it's by
I'm gonna
time.
just be like, hey, fool, you can have her.
Yeah.
Bad-
Say cheese.
Like, I'll go drop her off.
Yeah.
And pick her up.
I'll deliver her to you, bro.
If Bad Bunny slides in Chicken Nuggets DMs, then I'm single for the winter for sure.
You're single for the winter.
I have no
It's
shot.
over.
Oh, my God. She gets mad over... she gets mad over you with a meet and greet, but leaves you for Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
That's the way life is, though,
That sounds
honestly.
like karma to me.
What?
Karma comes back 10 times.
I just took a picture.
She's literally a fan. Happened to be very hot.
All right, we're moving on.
She was like a MILF
We're moving on.
with green eyes. White
This
tank
is,
top.
don't fall into this. This is a trap. This is a trap to get you mad,
Wait,
Linda.
did you guys see the Drake troll? What he did to that guy? He slid into his.
Oh,
Yeah, the girls'
yeah.
DMs. I low-key thought that was really corny.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Think
like
so?
cornball moves. Yeah.
It was because it was just like so predictable. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just like, sliding your girls' DMs. Like,
Because clearly she's like
it's
exhausted or whatever.
It was
I
like,
was like, all right.
it was
Miserable.
like it would have
If
been a funny
anything, you
joke like a
made
few
them
years ago.
all the things that trolls want is for you to give them attention. So you literally gave them exactly what they wanted. I think they were like even pushing to now do club hostings. This couple, and it's like it's not
I
like
hate
you
stuff
you
like that.
you think because supposedly it was for Drake to own them. Like, ha, got you, and the guy to be like, fuck. But instead the guy's like, yes, Drake, DM my girl. Everybody look, and it's like, all right,
Yeah, bro, I wonder her page she was doing story promos.
yeah.
I was like,
I hate the internet so fucking much, bro.
Yeah.
I hate stuff. Like that.
Canelo.
Oh man.
Honestly, it didn't hurt as much.
I know because you already predicted it. Are we gonna say how you jinxed him?
Fool. I read the things. I saw how much fucking bigger this guy was. I'm like, Canelo, yes. And you retweeted about it. There's such thing as weight class. That's why weight class exists. Canelo, I get it. You was trying to do something. But I feel like nobody's really bashing him as much as they thought he was. I thought he was going to be like, done.
You know what? I've never seen more Canelo haters than like they were just ready.
Oh, they were so ready.
They were just so ready.
They're
And
waiting
I'm
for
just
this
like,
day.
oh, okay, I see it. I see how it is. And it's like, all right. But at the same time, like, I feel for Canelo in the fact that this is a sport that he's so passionate about that he wants to see how far he can take it, what his limits are. And now he saw his limit. But
Yeah.
even when, okay, like, let's say when he lost to Mayweather, he became more of a beast after fighting Mayweather. And it's something, that type of experience he couldn't have had he not fought with Mayweather, you know? He wouldn't have gotten in to be able to be in the ring with this type of a person had it not been in that moment because Mayweather retired a few soon after. So for him now he's learned and now he's going to go back and he's going to fucking hopefully not be vegan anymore and come back and because he wants to fight again. So come September, he's going to come back.
He needs to.
Yeah.
It was so odd to watch
It was so freaking odd.
Canelo not be able to do what he wants.
Yeah.
Him being like neutralized constantly. Anytime he
Yeah.
tried to do anything, he didn't pick up any momentum the whole fight. It was like, not to say he wasn't trying,
Right.
because he clearly was.
He
but
was just frustrated.
yeah, it was just like
It was crazy.
trying to do something and like you can't do it. Like, you know when you're in your when you're sleeping and you have a dream that you want to punch
Yeah.
somebody, but like your arm doesn't
not
work.
hitting.
That's how he looked.
Damn, that's real shit. I was inside putting my youngest to sleep when the fight was starting, right? So like during the bandera and all of that, I was putting him to sleep. So it was probably like the first round when my youngest went down for his sleep time. So I was walking towards the kitchen and we had the screen outside and I could see the screen from the kitchen and I just turned to look at the screen and I see Canelo against the ropes and I have never in my life seen Canelo up against the ropes like that. But even more just his face was like, what? And I literally shook my head like, that's not real. Like, the guy probably looks like Canelo. That's not real. And then when I went outside, I was like, wow, this shit is really happening. This shit is really, it ended up being like, you know how in the Dodger games, like when it's 8th, 9th inning and we're down bad
Oh yeah.
and it hurts and we're like, fuck it, we're just going to go to the car. You know, and then there's always like that stupid visual that they put on screen of look at all the Dodger fans walking off the stands. But literally it's like eighth or like the game's not over. The last round, that's what I did. I'm like, I just can't. Like, I'm afraid that this was going to get knocked out. I'm going to go inside. Like, just tell me what's going to happen. Like, tell me later.
That's crazy.
And it was like that same feeling of like going to Dodger, your car in the parking lot at Dodger Stadium. Like, I can't.
It was bad. It was bad. I was so disappointed. And it just sucks when all, like you said, all the Canelo haters pop up. You're like, where the fuck were you?
Fuck up.
Where you been? Like, where were you when he was winning?
Yeah, and it's just the thing about being undefeated in boxing. It's great. It's amazing. It's great to have belts and it's great to have all of that. But that era, honestly, I feel like, and you may correct me on this, but Mayweather really, really pushed the being undefeated, right? And therefore he got like even those, he cherry picks his fighters in order to stay undefeated, or he runs around the ring in order to stay undefeated, right? But before, like, no, everyone knew like you're probably not going to be undefeated. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. It's going to be a fight. There's going to be trilogies. There's going to be like you win one, I win one. That was more the storyline of
so
boxing.
Much shame in losing.
Yeah. So then now it's kind of like so hard on taking an L. And I think we're getting back to like maybe because there isn't people that think you need to be undefeated like that as far as boxers. They know they're going to take L's. Mayweather was once in a lifetime, you know?
Really, like, and then I think a lot of, and boxing is very political as well.
Yeah.
And that's why they're
But like Chavez lost.
Yes,
you know, like, and he's one of our greatest fighters. But it's not that it's not about him losing. It's about, did he ever back down from a fight? Did he ever say no to a fight? You know?
He didn't. Yeah, and he lost plenty of times.
Yeah.
But there was, like you said, there wasn't so much shame in losing. And it was like, fuck, I took an L, but, you know, the second fight is going to be so lit. Mm-hmm. And Canelo has like, what, 2 draws?
Yeah.
Or one?
Yeah, it was 2.
2 draws. So, yeah, like, it's not that he's unbeatable, but he's looked very strong and like, you know, very beastly in every single fight that he's had up until this one. The
fact that we say an L equals like he's done is stupid. It's stupid as a fan to think that, and it's not a true boxing fan to think that. Like he's over because he took an L. It's like, no, he's a boxer. Boxers take L's.
Do you feel like he did the proper homework though? Like all his
You know what
research?
I honestly, if I'm doing my little conspiracy theory, I think something happened to him personally. Because I think even when he came out, when he had his like entrance, because I saw it after, because again, I was putting my son to sleep. I saw him already vibe out. Like vibe. And you know what's crazy? You know who really told in his corner? It's not, I think it's the guy that had the towel. It wasn't the water guy and it wasn't Reynoso. It was some guy that had like the towel and his face was like worried the whole time. Anytime he went to the corner, everyone, like, Reynoso's trying to talk to him, like, hey, mijo, da-da-da, like, do it. But this guy was on the corner, and he's just looking at him, like, concerned. And I'm like, they all must know some shit. And clearly, like, judging by what's going on in the fight, or maybe understanding maybe something happened previously, it just all felt like the energy was off.
Yeah.
And that, as well as fucking Bivol being a beast.
Yeah.
Like, Bivol,
he was.
It was literally like he was fighting a wall. Bivol was just like, okay, what's up? Next? What are you going to do now? Yeah. You could see that Canelo was attacking the arm like how he did with the other dude. And he like, working. Yeah, it was not working.
It's fucking made of steel.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching the fight, but when I watched all the replays and all that shit, all the fucking highlights, I was like, damn, this fool looked out of like, he didn't look like he was having fun.
No, he didn't. No. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like he looked like he was like, fuck it, 53 million, just give it to me.
Well, I don't even know necessarily that because he's a fighter that loves to fight, right? No, I really feel like some shit has affected him mentally that affected his game, as well as the other fighter being great, you know? And like the vegan diet, like, I don't know necessarily that worked in his favor.
I don't think that works for a boxer.
Yeah. Well, it might if it worked. Like, imagine if the vegan diet worked, right? How many people would now be going vegan just because Canelo won off a vegan diet? But now it's going to give guys even more razón to be like, no, that doesn't even have protein. Look at what happened to Canelo when he went vegan.
So maybe
fucking lost.
Maybe the USDA
Right.
poison Canelo or something.
Wow.
Because they're like,
Bubble
look,
guts the whole time.
yeah, they were like, look, if Canelo wins, we're finished.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna want to eat steak no more. Everybody's gonna want to eat tofu and whatever.
And you know
vegans
what
eat.
I hated? He was wearing Rosa Mexicana. The pink is like Mexico's pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he lost in it. Low-key, I really liked the whole setup. I'm like, damn, if they sell this replica, whatever, I want it.
Bro, even the Mexico national team, their pink jerseys are hard.
They're hard.
Hard as fuck.
That pink is
Shit
bomb.
hard, huh?
Shout out to Jorge.
Yeah,
He's the
super.
one that taught me about that because he has this brand called Playground, and they would call it like they had this whole gallery, and they painted all of it inside that Rosa Mexicana. It's a pink that's to Mexico.
Is that the
Fire.
one
That's
that's
why
in the?
Mexicans.
Is for the? Oh no, never
It
mind.
has
I'm
like the
tripping.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
fire.
fire.
Sent to them. Yeah. But definitely sad all around. He predicted it in the group chat. He put, imagine he loses. They're like, damn, Zeno jinxed it.
Jinxed it.
But also, super conspiracy, bad juju vibes. Something went on with the mafia in Vegas because all the upsets were happening. I don't know if you guys watch or peeped on the Kentucky Derby. It's where Drake and Jack Harlow were having their little bromance.
And
Drewski. But there was a horse that was not meant to win at all. Like super underdog horse. And that horse won. So in racing, when like, let's say like the last horse won, let's say his chances were like, can we look up what that horse's chances were in the Kentucky Derby? But let's say it was like 1 in 80 chance to win. If I just put $2, I'm going to come up like so much money off $2. People always bet $100. So imagine that like times 1,000 or whatever. So there was like a big upset in Kentucky Derby and in boxing. So I'm wondering what like that is like in Vegas.
And UFC.
And
Oh,
UFC.
and in UFC, huh, Josh?
So
It was
it's like
upset
everything.
weekend?
It was a full upset
bookies
weekend. It
cleaned
was
house.
It was too coincidental.
You think they came to like? Then there was like
It was 80-1. Yeah.
Wow.
And what was the 80?
The sports are rigged. Fuck that.
But do you
Yeah,
get what I'm
food.
saying? And not to make it like weird like that,
Nah,
but it's
make it
just
weird
it's
because-
just too coincidental that in all these sports that played the same day, all the and it was a big betting weekend. Like
Yeah.
this is a
Huge
big betting
betting
weekend.
weekend.
Kentucky Derby is the hugest race
Yeah.
for horses. Cinco de Mayo boxing, that's huge. And UFC is always gonna be
Fucking
freaking
imagine Josh with like 10 laptops around him.
Close your duck, close your duck.
80-1.
Yeah.
How much money did the person that bet on them win?
What does it say?
The
The
horse was in last place, and it fucking.
The
went
second
all the
longest
way
odds
down
for a
to-
winner in the race is 148-year history.
Wow.
And literally, like, and when they talk about that, they talk about Dimitri beating Canelo on an upset.
Yeah.
That's so wild to me.
You know what I could imagine right now? Just a dude from Boston, Massachusetts, walking up to a bat and just tapping Canelo's gym door. And he's like, you gotta lose.
Yeah.
And then going to the Kentucky Derby and just like,
Why from
you know what the
Boston?
fuck to do.
Just the accent?
Yeah, the
Like a
accent,
mouse- yeah.
like the mouse accent.
Oh.
Just like
Like,
an East
fuck
Coast kinda-
off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Mobsters are from Boston?
Like Boston,
Some
the
are.
East Coast, like
Where's
White-
The Godfather from? I only think The
White New York.
Godfather.
He's thinking of the town.
What?
Oh.
Is that what
Whitey
you're thinking
Bulger.
of?
the
White-
town,
That's what you're thinking
But it
of.
was like
Yeah.
they're like bookies, like where the
Yeah,
fuck's my
bookies.
money at? You know what I mean?
Paulie, I don't
I
got
get-
it this week.
Yeah.
I think of The Godfather. I was like, I gave him an offer. He never refused. like think of that.
Yeah.
Canelo, you're gonna lose.
Canelo, you don't lose. We go to fucking war.
Yeah. Facts.
Canelo's like, motherfucker, I got narcos on my side.
Payday. No, that shit is wild. And that's why it's only a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I know it definitely could be because this guy was a better
Yeah.
boxer than him. Because this horse just ran faster.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
but Latinos can't
And
take
because
no
the
L's.
UFC fighter, what was the upset? Josh, can you tell us, my UFC correspondent?
Yeah, Carla Esparza, she upset Rose Namajunas. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Anyways, it was like the weirdest, like, worst title fight in history. Like, they barely threw a strike at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl won because she basically got 2 takedowns. And then they're also saying, because the girl who won, she gets married next week. They're like, it's almost like they had an agreement not to hit each other in the face.
Because I'm about to go down the
'cause she
aisle.
gets-
I'll see like, damn.
Weird. You don't like to feel like sports are rigged.
You
You know,
don't.
you start to, and then the NBA refs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Officiated
Playoffs,
terribly.
Playoffs were going crazy too.
Yeah, they were like saying this is the worst officiated
You guys,
game.
I'm saying there had to be a
Hey.
because there must be something where like it's like, dude,
Where all
the
sports are
house is
tied in?
losing.
Yeah.
No, like
Yeah, the house is
it all
losing.
goes
Yeah.
back to like where you bet, and
Yeah.
a lot of that is casino money. A lot of that is there because
Shady-
at the
shady
casino
people.
I could bet for both the Kentucky Derby and for the fights for everything.
Yo,
We're
but
not doing it.
what if somebody embrujó a Canelo? He didn't like. He probably didn't even flip his underwear inside out.
But if somebody siembro a Canelo, I know a lady that could, a curandera.
That could help them.
That
be
fool might have to
careful with
drink
that.
chicken blood, but
I think the mafia's behind it.
Oh shit!
I definitely think the mafia and PETA.
Yeah,
Or the USDA.
Yeah.
They can't afford more vegans. They
At
need
all.
us to eat cow.
yeah.
So they're like,
so
no.
It's like half of us in
every
here are
time you
vegan.
Yeah.
say vegan, Sarah's like, oh my god.
No, because I'm telling you, everyone was blaming it on the diet.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are gonna be like, hell no, I'm not gonna go vegan. Look what happened with Canelo.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, I do
Everybody
definitely
was-
think it's there. But
Everybody was telling him to eat that special meat again.
go eat the special meat. Go have some carne asada in TJ.
Facts. Fire.
That was awesome. Yes, our sports takes are our sports takes. I'm so tired of seeing in the comments. Stop talking about sports. So the fuck what? Start your own fucking sports podcast. Watch your own fucking sports podcast. We want to talk about that shit because that's what we be talking about with our friends.
How was
Facts.
Mother's Day for you?
Amazing.
Where'd you go eat?
We went to Yardbird, which is like this really dope spot. Oh,
We went there for
Yeah. You
when
didn't
you
go.
announced the Power 106.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah.
really nice. Same area.
Oh, nice. Private.
Yeah, and they just decked us out with a bunch of food. They
Food
bring
is
out like all of
bomb.
shout out to Chef Eddie. Great guy, great chef. What did you guys do? But after that came home, took a nap.
Where
sleep.
Mimi's?
Yeah, went with Torito to Target. That's our favorite spot.
Fire. Shout out. Oi, so how did Jorito feel about Canelo losing? Was he like not
Oh,
having it?
okay, so you guys.
Did he throw a toy at the
How
big TV?
soon do people what is it called? Arranged marriages? Like, have you ever arranged a marriage for your son? I think that's happening to Jorgito. Jorge, my husband, has a daughter, and he brought her daughter to come to the fight party that we had. And Jorgito was riding in his little Mercedes. He was just riding her around the whole backyard. He didn't even give shit about Canelo. You guys know how much he loves Canelo.
Yeah, he loves Canelo.
And I'm just like, boy, you better fucking get inside. And my husband and his homie are all laughing, like comprometido. Like they're like,
yeah, they already
ooh,
arranged like
ooh.
she's
Wow.
Yeah.
she's
And I'm
Jorgito's
like,
and
get the
Jorgito's
fuck
is
out of here.
hers.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the last time you're coming over, Mark.
Wait, are you gonna be jealous with your boys?
Yes,
You
of
guys- I had
course,
a
24/7,
I
all
had a-
day, every day.
I had a situation literally happen last night like that.
What happened? Tell me about it.
So I walk in, right, and it's me, Sandra, and then it's Jakarta and the homegirl, and then I walk in and Erica's there, my older sister, right? I told you guys she's weird as fuck about me, hella weird, and she starts like,
So your mom likes this girl,
My
but
mom
your
likes-
older sister
it's
is
not that
like,
she doesn't like her, she has a
Yeah,
thing
she'll
about
vibe.
letting them know that I'm that bitch.
yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
Fucking love you, Erica.
But I'm like, we don't give a fuck about that, Erica. You get your fucking old ass. Get the fuck out the house.
No,
Right? So
no.
she's there eating, right? She did a couple noodles. She sees us walk in. She's all right, and then she starts chewing louder. And I'm like, Erica. I'm like, but I told mom on the phone, I don't want nobody at the house because when they drink, they're messy, they're annoying, they don't care. It's my mom's house, you can't tell me shit, whatever, right? So then she starts doing shit like, who's this? Like just being annoying, bro, but I know what she's doing. So I'm arguing with her. I'm like, Erica, so start with your shit, fool, because we're going to get into it. And my mom was like, yeah, because my mom knows her too.
Yeah.
I was like, pinche loca. My mom always told her like she's crazy. So then I'm like, oh, Erica, I'll give you a ride, right? Because that something happened, so she came with my mom, and I was like, I'll give you a ride. Erica doesn't live too far from me. She's like, so you're kicking me out? I'm like, fool, I'm just saying I'll give you a ride because you don't have to call an Uber. So you're kicking me out? Who the fuck are like? She's just being
Yeah.
annoying, bro.
For this bitch?
And then, but she's not doing. She's doing it on purpose, but
Yeah.
she's not serious. But she's just being annoying, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
se la pasa.
yeah,
Se la
so,
jala.
yeah, pues se la está jalando.
Yeah.
I'm like, Erica, stop with your shit, fool. So I'm trying to be cool, and then she a stupid little smart comment. Sandra has said hi to her, but Erica ignored it on purpose. And then I'm like, fool, you're being. I'm like, But when my mom gets serious, Erica knows too. So I'm like, Erika. And then she's like, okay. And then she goes to my bed and lays down and goes like, well, I'm not leaving unless you call me my Uber. If not, I'm going to just knock out right here. And I'm like, bro, get the fuck out the... But she was just doing like crazy sibling shit. Like, you guys don't be like women. Don't be like that with your siblings, bro. It's weird.
Guys do that too.
No, I've never done that.
You're not an older brother. A lot of girls in the comments will be like, yeah, I remember my older brother would not leave us in the living room by ourselves.
That's crazy. That's crazy. One time I had to get out my homie because his sister was there with like her boyfriend, and I'm like, bro, let him be.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like, nah, fool, this shit right here.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't want to
exactly.
fucking sit here. FIFA's not out here. To your room, fool. Let's go. He's like, nah, I'll move the PS4 right now. I'm like, bro, you're so weird. But he's trying to be like a dick, and I'm like, fool, don't be a dick, fool.
So guys and girls, don't be dicks.
Because I've seen him get marked out by his girl's brother, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to act tough. He's a bitch too. But so you were hella mad that he was riding around the girl in a Mercedes?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You wasn't having it?
I don't think I'll ever like it.
No.
I'm going to be you know how they're like, because I get along great with my suegra.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be that suegra.
You're already calling it now?
You guys already see me now.
I know, but you don't think that's kind of weird?
What?
But what if a girl's like treats him very well and everything? Are you still gonna make it hard?
What if she
just to make it hard?
Like, you'll never be me.
What if she's like a hip hop head? And what if she walks in with an atmosphere shirt on?
Then I'll think she's trying too hard.
What if she's like they have studied you like
Ew.
my whole career?
Nah,
I used to
see,
watch
that'd be
Brown Bag
weird.
Podcast,
Do you want to
like-
be with my son or me? I have answers for all of this.
Poor Jorgito.
All right. No, he loves it too. Jorgito's that way too. Jorgito's very like,
I know.
we're all like that. We're all like that. Okay. Moving, Mother's Day, moms.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. It had like a weird day where like we made reservations 3 different times and we didn't make any of them. We ended up
Damn.
just going somewhere and just walking in and just sitting down at Calaveras and just having we had a good meal though.
time, yeah.
And then I took my mom to the Key Sweat concert out in Ontario.
Amazeballs.
Yeah, it was dope.
That's good.
That's really
It
cool.
was pretty cool.
Is your sister Brie enjoying her Mother's Day?
She was
Expecting.
Yeah, we actually hung out like before while all the reservations were getting canceled. We were at my house just chilling, watching wrestling, and like we're just like nerding out together, just like watching, just chilling. And yeah, it was her first Mother's Day, and she's just like, wow, this is so weird. Like this is cool though, I like it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's honestly gonna be like any day now.
Yeah.
She was having contractions and stuff already.
Wow.
So yeah, we're all very excited. Oh, I got you something too.
What is it?
What is that?
What is that? Hi, Linda. Yeah. Hi, my chicken nugget. Wow.
I look cute as fuck.
This is so we're all so cute.
That's cool, right?
It's a photo of us at our live show.
Our first live show.
Our first live show. Wow. These are great times.
I like that we're all smiling like big in it.
These are great. I'm going to hang this up.
It's a great picture.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I think, did you take
This is
that?
me and all my brown bag baddies.
Who took
Hi, Jamie.
Who?
My homie Jamie.
Oh,
I
you
think
took
Jamie
okay,
took
okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
Are you
awesome.
gonna cry?
No, I love it. Thank you so much, Vic.
You're welcome.
This is just us. Like, we're so special. I'm not going to cry. Why would I cry? Okay, where's yours?
Where's my gift?
Yeah.
I told you I ship them out on Tuesdays.
Please explain for the audience, please, that you guys lied to me. Vic, can you please do it?
Yeah, we're pieces of shit.
Okay,
You are.
so
We call them
So they
audible.
forgot.
okay, look, I don't believe in giving up. Okay,
He doesn't. He'll make it right. He'll make it right.
so you know, you express that you're like, wow, like, you know, you guys didn't give me anything, and I'm like, okay, we fucking record near 1 million flower shops.
Yeah.
Like, why are we making this hard? You know, like, not you,
Right.
like us. Like, why are we being stupid? Like, somebody go get some, you know what I'm saying, right now. Like, and then, like, we're just sitting here, like, buying time and shit. Like, we're not recording and all this stuff. So I'm like, oh, we'll, like, go and come back and then have it, like, off to the side. And then
Wow.
shout out Maximo, he was in on it, too.
Wow, Maxi.
I think it was funny.
No, but the gaslighting that went on.
I
is,
couldn't.
okay, so basically, I'm like made them feel guilty for not getting me a gift. Whatever is what we do, okay. And then they're like, okay, during the episode they bring out flowers. So then I feel like shit for making them feel like shit. But really, they only bought the flowers because I made them feel like shit. They made me feel like they had the flowers in the tug, and then I saw your little winky faces. But it's okay.
It was crazy.
I love you guys.
Fucking.
They're
What I do for
great
Mother's
flowers,
Day?
by the way.
And great flowers. They're great
Yeah,
flowers.
beautiful
Yeah.
flowers.
They're nice. Where do you have them?
At my house.
Okay, fine.
Está muriendo, pero.
Well, for Mother's Day, so my grandma's here from Mexico,
Oh, nice.
which a lot of people are like, she's not our, because we didn't really know her. So it's kind of weird bonding. We're like I don't go up there and like, oh,
If she didn't
abuelita.
exist, you wouldn't exist. So
Yeah, no, I get that, but I really like, you know, like,
I don't know this woman.
like,
Is she sleeping on your bed? Where is she sleeping?
nah, she's not the crib, but when she is, kind of weird. Like, I don't know you, fool. Like,
I totally get what you mean.
like,
Hola, abuelita.
like she's
Okay,
kind of like
bye,
very
abuelita.
blunt. So
like you.
So like my girl cousins are like, I don't fucking like her. But she's our grandma, you know? So it's so funny. But it was her birthday through the week. So we celebrated yesterday.
What's her name?
No, that's my other grandma. Damn, I don't know my grandma's name. Oh, Juventud. Damn.
Her name is Youth?
Juventud, I think that's what the fuck it is.
Are you sure?
Should I call mom and ask her?
Yes, you should
Yeah.
ask Masisa if her mom's name is Youth.
You're over here like saying award show names.
Premios Juventud.
I'm pretty sure that's her name. Because my other grandma, her name is Tomasa. Shit is bad, huh?
Estoy tan enamorada de la negra Tomasa. Come on, it's a vibe. Huh, Angie? Cuando se va de casa, triste me pongo. Nobody? All right, fuck y'all.
Ay.
Ay. Hey! Shout out to everyone that did that along with us, too.
Mom, my sister's not answering.
Damn, she don't love you, fool.
I'm gonna call my other sister, but I think that's her name, boy. Pretty sure it's Juventud. Like, she kind of have another name.
Oh, I
man.
love this.
She can't have another name.
Hey, Erica, what's grandma's name?
Juventina.
Juventina.
Told you guys.
Tell her what she said.
No,
Erica, Duno said her name was Juventud.
Oh my God, Danny, no. Dude, and it used to be Juvenal, but according to her, she switched it to make it better, and she just fucking named herself Juventina.
Damn. Hey,
See how they talk about
Erica.
She chose any other name, and she chose to just make her own name worse.
Erica, Danny says that no one likes her.
Yeah, we don't like her.
Damn.
But no, it's not that we don't like her. She's just very like she wasn't like my mom and them. Like
That's amazing.
No, what's crazy? Like, bro, you're talking to my mom will be like, it's very hard to love her when we raised ourselves.
Ooh.
Does that make sense? Like,
That hits deep.
Like, bro, we were poor. Like, we lived casas de carbon. Like,
Yeah.
we bro, like, I worked in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
Like, my mom used to go basically from Los Angeles to the OC in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
To go work at a restaurante, you know?
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's kind of weird when your own parents don't love her, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they
Well, it's just
respect
a
her.
complicated relationship.
It's complicated, but I think she's learning how to love and be
Yep.
a mom.
Yeah.
But it is weird, like, bro, like, she didn't see my mom for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, what do you tell your daughter you didn't see her in 20 years? So it's kind of, but she's cool. I'll fuck with her when she's at the house. She's the one that told us about the Macisa story.
Oh, that's nice.
So, you know, it's dope to hear stories about the shit you don't hear. But, you know, it was cool. Everybody was there. Even my cousins, my sisters don't really get along, but everybody was there, you know what I mean? I spent time with my cousins. We played FIFA, talk shit to each other.
That's awesome.
You don't have a dad, I don't have a dad, you know what I mean? Type shit.
Eso pasa.
My mom's friends came. And yeah, it was a vibe. They went to a concert. I actually got them tickets to go see a lot of guys at the Mayan last night.
Nice.
So when y'all was being white people, my mom was being a rockera in Spanish. You know what I mean?
I don't know how that is a diss, but
No, it
fine.
was funny because they went in English and Spanish. Kiss was in English, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
Key sweat.
Key Sweat. You don't
Key
know
Sweat.
Key
Yeah,
Sweat?
but you saying me too.
Wow,
Don't add me into
wow.
that.
I said him.
You said y'all.
You never heard Make
Wow.
It Last Forever?
Do your Key Sweat impersonation?
Wow, 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 wow.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Oh, okay, I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, whatever.
What?
Just kidding. It's cool. I just don't give a fuck about it. But I think that's dope. I think everybody's mom had a great time.
Yeah.
I thought at least we'd agree Key Sweat is amazing.
Key Sweat is
Shout-
awesome.
Key Sweat
That's the
is
only song I
awesome.
know.
My mom kept
No,
being
you
weird
know.
and being like,
You
"That's who you were conceived to," and I'm like, "Shut up, mom."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she kept
Shout
saying
out
it
to
over and
Carmen.
over. Like,
Rub it in his face, Carter.
I'm like, stop. I don't even think the timeline adds up. Like, just saying that to make me uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah. Hold on,
That's
let
what
me
you were
think.
conceived to? Your mom said conceived?
yeah.
Oh, I was like, no, your mom, she probably went a little harder. Like,
No.
she funny. She just be talking shit.
You know you got me twisted, baby. You got me twisted over you. You don't know that song? I got
Should I talk shit about Kweef Sweat like Vic talk shit about the Beastie Boys?
Queen Sweat.
Queen
it?
Sweat.
just called him Kweef Sweat.
What's it
Ew, Kweef Sweat. Ew, dog.
name?
Keith Sweat.
Keith. That's the motherfucker that made the Swiss? He made the shoes Swiss?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
K Swiss.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Keith Sweat.
You don't like his music?
I just don't know who the fuck he is.
But he's like a legend.
He's a legend. Yeah.
If you were born in the 70s,
We're born too. We're born early.
Yeah,
Like,
we
we're,
like
Was that-
he even had a
80s,
hit single with Felly Fell in like the 2000s.
what was it?
That one that was like.
Play it, Angie, please, baby girl.
You guys gonna know what I'm talking about. Watch, look.
Wow.
Then it don't quit.
Oh, I know that song.
Baby, can't stop. I told you.
song was fucking made the day.
Shout out
Little,
Felly.
I thought Little Rump sang that.
Shout out Felly Fell. It's a legendary song.
Damn.
Baby,
Damn, shout out to
don't
Felly.
stop.
Wait, fuck, did they perform that yesterday?
No. This is like too new school.
Yeah.
The people weren't there for shit like that. They were there for like the
Angie, play
old
Twisted,
jams,
please.
the nasty old jams, you know?
The
Don't
Yeah.
get it, twist. That's it.
no.
Oh.
No,
Oh, that's Little Rob?
no, that's Mr. Criminal.
Oh, shit. I'm all over.
Spanish, I know.
Yeah, why
That was Mr. Crow.
Angie, play it. Oh, damn. Yeah, shout out to Queef Sweat.
Damn fool, I'm sorry.
Hey,
That's a hell of a
Like-
name, bro.
So my parents are beaners. I don't listen to that shit. I'm just saying, what my mom. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
but I'm glad I didn't go with them. I was supposed to go with them, but then I heard it. My sister was.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, I've had sex to the song before.
You see?
Yeah.
You see?
Queen Sweat.
Queen Sweat.
Coochie sweat.
We're amazing. Okay.
Oh.
Any more recap for the weekend? They went to the concert on Maze Balls.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I had a fucking rude ass bartender, dog.
Where?
At a bar, like, so she was like, and I'm like, can I get some shots? And she was like, and I was like, huh?
What the fuck?
And then she was like, and she just walked away.
Oh no.
And I was like, why'd you walk away? She's like, because you weren't specific. I was like, well, maybe you didn't fucking let me answer my question, bitch. I didn't tell her that, but in my head, I wanted to fucking just.
Is that a brown bag or is it just a
It's
fantasy
okay.
brown bag?
Because
Like-
it's a lie.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
I didn't, but I looked at her and I was like,
And he really said,
and I'm like,
anyone you would give me, ma'am.
no, because I was literally like, can I get a shot? And she just did her thing. So I was like confused, but she didn't let me finish my sentence. I was gonna be like, can I get a 2-3 shots of some Casa Frico or whatever, right? And she just ignored me the whole time.
Damn.
And then I met the homie P's sister for the first time. So we're all, everybody's there vibing. And I'm like, damn, we should throw our fucking drinks at this bitch before we leave. But I'm like, nope, we're adults. Let's not do that.
Thank you.
Let's go to the other guy. The other guy, and then he, she was a white lady. The other guy was a paisano. Paisano, mío, ¿qué quieren? Boom, boom, boom. Gave him a fat ass tip. We got drunk. It was a vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, you didn't let me finish my, you know what I mean?
Damn. Speaking of being paisa, my dad told me a story because he was locked up in Wayside. I barely found out that this happened. Oh my God. He was driving.
Free
and-
Don Luis.
Yeah, and he it was 90s. I remember visiting him, but he had gotten in a car accident and he had broken the guy's legs. Like the guy was on a motorcycle, crashed into my dad. His legs broke, so they took my dad to jail. And he's like, and I was in jail with this hella like cholo guy that like was fighting everybody, was fighting guards over there. It's like racial, so he was fighting other ethnicities. Like they sent him to the hole, and when they brought him back, they made my dad his bunkie, like he was in the bunkie, and he's like, dude, like every night I was scared that, like I was telling him like, dude, cálmate, like they're gonna come y nos van a cuchillar a los dos, and then the guy was like, calmado, paisa, no van a hacer nada, like calm down, like they're not gonna do anything to you. But in my brain, I was imagining my dad back then, like in a top bunk at Wayside, and then some like cholo ass fool like telling him to calm down. Meanwhile, he has us at home like fucking crying.
Shout out to Cholo for respecting your dad.
Yeah, and they do respect. Like I'm not too keen on it, but like I do know that like paisas or
Paisas, yeah, they call paisas.
I don't think of it as a bad term, like, but it's I know that it can be derogatory to people, but like people that are from the motherland that are coming here working, that are just more so not in the gang shit, not like that. Like they're not narcos, there's not like LA gangs, they're not anything, they're not sureños or anything. They do give them a pass and they protect them because it's like, all right, we're gonna protect you, but you're like harmless kind of. Yeah. But my dad was telling me about that. I was like, damn, that's crazy. That he would go like to even just that conversation, the exchange of like my dad trying to like aconsejarlo, like por favor cálmate, si te van a no nomás te van a cuchillar a ti, también a mí. He's like calmado, paisa, no van a hacer nada. He's like everyone was afraid of them. That even like the other ethnicities, when this guy would walk, they'd move because they know this guy even fights with guards. He's not gonna give a fuck about our life. Yeah. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I wonder where that guy is. Shout out to you. Thank you for sparing my dad. And maybe you protected him. Yeah. Maybe him being in your cell like kept him like safe.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
Yeah.
Freedom Luis. Freedom Luis.
That's awesome.
All right. Well,
that's gonna be a new thing.
Yeah, facts.
Kendrick.
Whew. Kendrick Lamar.
Maximo, just turn off my mic.
Kendrick Lamar. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Go ahead.
This was trippy because I went to eat fucking and I drank hella mimosas, and then I'm home and then I'm like, oh shit, Kendrick just dropped, and he dropped the video, and I'm watching the video to the Heart Part 5, which initial reaction is I don't understand, because the Heart Part 4 makes sense. There's 4 chambers to a heart, and so I'm like, okay, he's gonna make 4 parts of the heart. Like there's 4 little 1, 2, 3, 4. Your heart's on that side. But now the Heart Part 5, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? There's no 5th chamber to the heart. Like it's just my brain. It doesn't make sense. But now it's like, oh, okay, then maybe it has nothing to do with the anatomy of like a real life heart. And I'm watching it, and he looks like on the Damn cover when he's like looking away or looking like a little bit like not here, spaced out, and he's rapping to the side. And then once he starts rapping into camera, he switched to OJ first. And when he switched to OJ, I'm like, damn, I'm that drunk. Like, I'm that drunk on mimosas, dog. I need to fucking chill. Yeah, I thought it was me. And then I'm like, oh, crap. Like, because then he started, like, morphing into, like, Will and Jussie. And that was wild. Initially, when you saw that, were you, like, tripping out, too?
Well, cause I seen the fucking Twitter ruins everything.
Oh, before you actually got to watch the video.
Yeah, so I seen like, and I'm like,
thank God I got to watch the video first.
But thank God that, shout out Kendrick that was great face.
Yeah, he's gonna be a great actor.
Like,
the deep fake stuff?
Yeah,
that's somebody else. No, that's some guy named something Voodoo.
Transition.
No, you know who Voodoo is?
No.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park.
Wow.
Oh, really?
It's something Voodoo though.
Remember when
what are their names? It's something Voodoo. It gives them on the credits.
Yeah, Voodoo. Well, that's the name of their like company that's doing this.
But what? What is it?
Voodoo.
It's not just Voodoo. It's like something Voodoo.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
It's like
I don't know exactly.
But
if you go to the YouTube video, the credits say the
fucking who was the 4th guy? I know it was O.J. Simpson. It was Kanye.
Jussie Smollett.
Yeah. So that's why I don't know.
He's the guy from Empire that said that he was attacked by like some guys that were screaming MAGA.
Oh, and then
he faked his own.
It turns out he hired some guys to beat him up and make it look like it.
Okay, I know.
So I think he especially in the parts that he brought him in at, he was talking about how like we kind of become
like we play the victim.
Yeah, like not even just like we become weapons against our own selves, like by like shit like that. Like
okay, I see what you're saying. So when I was initially watching it, I was like,
who's this guy?
My first thought was,
what's the name? Deep Voodoo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, so initially I'm like, okay, right? So one, I checked the group chat right away because everybody's like, what does Letty think, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm watching it and I
Yeah,
was
just
like,
let it play. Just put sound off. Thank you.
and then I'm watching it and I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. But then he gets deeper, right? So I'm thinking every person he talks about.
And press pause real quick. We're watching the video as we speak. And also, Jose, just a note from the listeners that when we talk about something that we're looking at, we should have it on the side of the screen until we start talking about it. Because we were talking about the Met Gala looks, and they went off screen, and they're like, hey, you guys, can you not do that? So we're listening to you. Blame Jose. He is Jose by habit on Instagram. Send all your hate mail. Okay. No, okay, so
Yeah, so initially
he's played a character. I think it's in Power. Is it in Power where he plays like a
It looks just like that.
Like some legit, even the mannerisms.
Exactly.
That's what
He
caught my
plays a guy
attention.
like that. Just
that's what caught my attention, that he's going
the
like
vibes,
off every
kind of,
beat,
yeah.
and it's like, and it was so dope. And I think like, yeah, exactly what you said. Even like the little things from like when he went into the Nipsey tribute,
Your rest play.
I was like, oh shit, he's went deep. So obviously, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I really don't care about fucking O.J. Simpson. So I kind of like, I heard it, but then with the Nipsey, when I had to run it back, and then because you know, like Nipsey's us, like we're LA, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm listening to everything he's saying, and even like the way he chunked up Neighborhood, it was so like, I was like, bro, you did that shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's
on,
with his
like
hands.
practiced.
That's his
like it
mannerisms.
was some,
Yeah.
like, because you could tell, like if you could tell when he was rapping with the Will Smith face,
Right.
he calmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
He was more mellow, and then like.
Right here, he's in the groove, like, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like Kendrick just wearing a white tee and like a bandana in this video is probably the craziest video I've seen in so long.
Right.
But because the meaning of shit now,
He's
like how you always say
incredible
that
artist,
certain music just holds a fucking big masterpiece. But yeah, when I was paying attention, I was like, first, one thing I've never seen that before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but has there been a video where somebody just gets those faces spot on?
Not those, but there might be.
There
And
might
then
be
just
other
with the
videos?
technology now, like, you know how there are apps where you could change your face to somebody else's face and all of that. Press pause real quick. So I think too, like, so it's really big that he was able to sample Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye's estate, they hold tight to their.
So that's a sample.
That's a sample
Okay,
of
thank you
Marvin
for pointing
Gaye's I Want You. And so it even fits this theme even deeper. So this theme is clearly of men with high status but complicated lives.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody in there, even the
Wow.
ones that have passed away, you know? And the beat is from Marvin Gaye. So clearly he also touches on like the passing of Kobe and the passing of Nipsey, super tragic. Marvin Gaye's passing is super tragic. His dad killed him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was really bad, like
How?
just horrible gunshot. And it happened in Culver City.
Yeah.
His own dad
His own
killed
dad.
him?
They had like a crazy relationship already,
Yeah.
like, and so even to sample Marvin, just beyond that, it's an iconic artist.
It's huge.
Just within the concept of this song, it also makes sense to like just the deeper meaning of these are. And when he says "I'm all of us," he's feeling like I'm everybody that you're watching right now.
And right now that I think about it, it's crazy that like how you guys see that's what I'm saying. That's why your perspective is really dope, because when you think about it, like I never thought about how every single man that he talks about either went out crazy or has a crazy story.
Yeah,
There's so much
super
Or has a
complication,
problem, but
right.
and then it goes back to even the beat. Like I didn't know that Marvin.
Yeah.
And then
Super,
the thing
super
about
wild.
that song is that like one of the most notable lyrics is "Don't play with something you cherish." Is like literally like it's the song is "I Want You" and like people know that, but like
Don't play with your
even
life.
if you look in like the YouTube comments, like yo, this line sticks out to me so much. Don't play with something you cherish. So when you think about that in context of like the theme, it's like these are all people that we've cherished, right? As well at some point. Even
Oh, yeah.
OJ, like I mean, not
in all points.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then even like when he goes back to speaking about the culture did it. Oh, this happened. Oh, it was the culture.
Yeah.
We blame everything on the culture. And I think it's like, but don't we cherish this culture?
Yeah.
So why are we
playing with it?
playing with it? You know what I'm saying? And why are we attributing all these negative things to like, oh, that's just the culture?
Yeah.
And then he's also like in the middle of that when he's channeling like Jussie Smollett, he's like, I think being like, man, I participated in this shit too. I've taken part in this. It was me.
Yeah.
I helped set my own
In
people
this
up.
setup,
Damn near,
in this, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So it's like
as fuck.
super deep,
It's
all the way
wild.
to the fact of like the art cover.
Yeah.
It's all their hands, right?
Yeah.
And they're all holding up 5. So like the
The hard
heartbeat
part
5,
Yeah.
right? Or the heart part 5. It's like and then even Kobe,
Symbolism.
5 rings.
All of
See,
that.
like,
Like,
that's,
all that shit is
like,
so-
gold.
if it don't fit, you must have quit.
Even Jussie
bro.
Smollett, he was
Yeah.
sentenced to 100 or 150 days in jail.
like, does Kendrick Lamar take a shit?
Yeah. Take a shit.
Like,
Yes.
it just blows my mind how
Yes.
fucking, like, he's
but he
like,
probably poops
he's like-
fucking rainbows.
like, he's fucking different for us.
He
Yeah.
is. He's very different.
Yeah.
And even on top of all of that, so I'm going off of the samples, right? He samples Marvin Gaye, Tragic Passing. And there's another man he includes in here by sampling. He interpolates Jay-Z. Jay-Z on Izzo. Jay-Z says, I do this for my culture. Show him how to move in a room full of vultures. Or show him something
Yeah.
about the rover. And then he says this in I think the beginning of his second verse.
Yeah.
Kendrick says, I did this for my culture, to show him something about a bulletproof rover.
Rover.
Same thing, but it's kind of saying like, we do it for you, but then this shit happens. Like
Yeah.
we do it for the culture. We all set ourselves up. And again, clearly Jay-Z has had also some complications, you know, of either the stuff that went down with Beyonce, just things in his past, you know, all of that is like him putting us into their perspective. And I think that's the most important. He does a lot of putting himself in our perspective, for whether it be the streets, whether it be like even in Black or the Berry, like we're killing ourselves out here in these streets, like definitely putting us there, right? Whereas this song is like, all right, now y'all come here. Now y'all come here to see what it feels like to be these men that take on and do it for the culture, but then end up in these crazy predicaments.
We're paying the price.
Yeah, and then to end it out with the rapping in Nipsey's perspective and having Kobe in there. You know what's wild is that I think this song, without the video, it is more of a Nipsey tribute than we think. We think the tribute to Nipsey is just that last part, but it starts even like around the beginning of the song. He talks about like, I was in Argentina, tears running down my face, confused about like my peer, like
Another
someone
peer
just passed away and I'm across the water. Yeah, right there. He's like, new revolution was up and moving. I'm in Argentina wiping my tears full of confusion. Water in between us. Another peer's been executed. History repeats again. So when Nipsey passed away, Kendrick wasn't here. He was at Lollapalooza in Argentina. And I remember how dark and crazy it felt when Nip passed.
Gloomy.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was,
gloomy.
and
Yeah.
it was like that feeling was just heavy,
It feels
right?
for like a
Like
month.
I couldn't shake that shit. That
Yeah.
shit felt so gross. And then I think of like, imagine being Kendrick. He's in Argentina. He's not home. At home, it feels crazy. Now imagine you hear it and it's like, okay, go perform, right? And so he went to out to perform, and he made them do like a silence, like a moment
Yeah.
of silence for Nip. So even all of that is like, since Nip's passed, I remember that Kendrick had an album on the way, and I really do think that I think we've talked about it. I think Nip's passing clearly affected all of us, but I think it definitely affected his art. And I think it's crazy that the first thing we get from Kendrick is him telling us about his perspective on the passing of Nip.
Yeah.
Which is wild, and man, to stay quiet for that long is wild in itself, you know, about like this type of a thing.
Yeah,
but
what is it, like 3-4 years?
yeah, Nip passed 2019, and this is 2022. So
Yeah, so 3 years.
yeah, so it's wild. Just it's big even in that sense.
Yeah.
And this is not even going into the lyric parts of it, you know.
Yeah.
I do have to say, like, I was very I think the lines that were upsetting to me was rapping from Nipsey's point of view and saying you forgive the killer. And I just felt that very upsetting, because it's like, you can rap like we can rap to the pain we felt Nipsey passed, but can we really rap to what Nipsey would be feeling? You know what I'm saying? There's a big part of why Sam doesn't release music of Nipsey's that they have is because he doesn't want to do anything Nipsey didn't have planned. He's not trying to be like, let me just drop this because it'll sell records, because it will. Because Nipsey's not behind it. Nipsey doesn't have a plan for it. So like, when that was just really tough for me for Kendrick to rap from the perspective of Nip, and then say he forgives his killer. Because then I'm also thinking, I'm a parent. If you kill me, no, I don't forgive you. I have children I just left behind, you know?
Yeah.
I had I'm all for humanity,
Yeah.
but you still took away my children's dad.
Yeah.
You know? And this is the biggest thing that I was trying to break, that my children have their father. You
Yeah.
know? And so like even the way that Nip would always rap about like Imani not gonna know the streets. And just
Yeah.
about like Cross and everything and just his family and like and stopping that here with him. That line was very hard for me. And because I definitely don't forgive that guy.
Yeah.
And that's just me being a human still, you know?
Of course.
I haven't
And then you
reached
had a
that level
relationship
of,
with
I
Nipsey.
haven't reached that level of like, you know.
I do have a question though, because I know you're very spiritual. Does any part of you believe that he actually like channeled?
Nip.
Yes.
Okay. So
What do you mean by channel?
Like
Nip,
literally
Nip
like
really spoke through him.
Like really spoke through him.
Okay, this is what I feel about Nip.
Oh, spoke through.
Through Kendrick.
Okay. I was confused. Sorry.
Yeah. So this is what I feel about Nip. I do feel like Nip is bending laws, and this is me being super spiritual, right?
Yeah, because I know that about you. So I'm like,
yeah, I know there's laws to nature.
Mm-hmm.
There's laws to everything. There's laws of the universe. There's law of attraction, law of gravity, law of the relativity. Like there's laws everywhere. I think there are spiritual laws that once we pass, we now are like under these laws. I do feel very much so that Nipsey, just in his spirit and in his just drive, he's bending things, he's bending rules. And I don't think he's the first spirit, nor will he be the last to like be able to communicate so strongly. But I do think Nip communicates very strongly. Like, I've talked to you guys about how sensitive I am. Mm-hmm. I feel very sensitive to Nip, especially like just even in why I feel like he's bending rules. And so I do not look past Kendrick either meditating crazy and feeling Nip, or like getting into some kind of connection that he might tap into Nip's energy. Is it like word for word, like Nip came to me in a dream? I don't necessarily think so. But remember when Kendrick talked about how Pac came to him in a dream.
Yeah.
And that set Kendrick's life path.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds stupid, like anyone can dream of Pac, but for Kendrick to turn out to be Kendrick and have started there, it also means something. I do think Kendrick's more of an empath. In his note to all of us, like in the first notes, he talks about meditating and like getting that type of like his self up, his vibe, his vibrations, so he can connect. I think there's something there. But I don't want to get all weird.
Of course.
But it's just
I was just curious to know,
I think Nipsey connects with a lot of people. I don't think he, and I think just that's for spirits in general.
Yeah.
We're just not taught about how close in communication we are with spirits and and just the spiritual world.
And the part about that, like specific, like that last verse to me that spoke to me was like, man, I always like when I saw the procession, the funeral procession of like, Nip going to like, through all of LA and like the Staples Center and everything. I like selfishly thought like, man, I wish he could have made a song about this because this is so fly. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously respectfully, but like he would have described it so well, so vividly. I felt the same way about Draco when I was at his funeral. I'm like, man, like, I'm so sad that he's not here. He would have wrote the greatest song about this because they're just such good writers and orators and just would have described storytellers. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they're not here to to do any of that. So when I heard that, I was like, wow, like, and then obviously you see his face and it's like this crazy technology. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And then you're like, would he have said those things? Like, is that close? Is that almost on the money? Like, it was just a lot to think about, That
line about forgiving his shooter, it's to me it's questionable, but I think a lot of the other shit he said was fly. Like Sam, show my kids my interview, and shit like that. I thought
even that part to me, I'm like, he wouldn't tell Sam to show his kids and I get why Nip would say that why Kendrick would, because his interviews are great. But it's like, Sam, make sure the kids get the notebooks I left them, because he wrote game. Like he's like, I have notebooks full of just things I've learned that I'm gonna pass down to my kids. So things like that, like I know like that would have been, that's more of like a deeper cut though. Like that's more like of a family thing.
If you know, you know.
But it's like, okay, the interviews because he said like basically tell him my words type of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's kind of where. But you know which one made me sad? I think I lost it when he said, I don't have to be here to hug you or something oh, that feels crazy. Because there are moments where like the day feels like Nip is surrounding it, you know, like, and even just within the like the memorial and stuff, like he was very present, like everywhere. Like it's just, I don't know if I don't think that I necessarily feel it more than others, but I think I'm just more sensitive to it because it happens a lot because of like my husband's.
Of course, yeah.
But I'm still like, I
What's
give
up?
him his like respect. Like they have their own thing. Like I'm in no way, shape, or form what Marathon is or what Sam and them are, or the Askedon family. It's just I'm able to observe it up close.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah, he said, I can't stress how I love y'all. I don't need to be in flesh just to hug y'all. Damn, that's so wild to me. That's so beautiful. Yeah. And that's something I don't like. It's probably the easiest thing to write, but it's so beautiful to say. It's so beautifully said.
I saw Lauren reposted it. I was like very curious, and I went to like everybody that was close to Nip and see if they like reposted it to kind of see if they co-signed it, you know?
Yeah, and it definitely happened unified.
Yeah,
like because the family was unified.
The only person that didn't post it, but it was also Mother's Day. It was his sister. I didn't see her.
No,
post
she
it.
did. She did.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Maybe you're following a different account because there's a lot of accounts.
Okay, yeah, maybe
that like post.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, that bar about the neighborhood shit was crazy too.
Yeah.
And so my neighborhood, like that, like I don't know, bro. You can't teach somebody to rap like just me going based off lyrics, right?
Yeah.
Like I know, cause like I know everything's deeper, but you can't teach somebody to rap like that. Dog. That's crazy. That's self-taught. That's a gift. It's a gift.
Yeah, and that's really honing your craft. That's being who you are. And honestly, with Kendrick, it's not the hook-driven song. Mm-hmm. It's not a song that's gonna be ran through the radio but it's gonna be such an. I always say this about Kendrick. He makes important music. Other people make popular music. He makes important music, and he also happens to make important music that turns popular, like songs like "All Right" and stuff like that. But I don't think that he's not someone that's gonna sacrifice for like to get on the radio. Yeah. You know, he's going to make it as concentrated Kendrick as possible.
Because even Swimming Pools, his first like big single was actually about some real shit.
Facts.
About his grandpa having alcohol
addiction.
So, yeah, he definitely doesn't sacrifice any of the content for it being like a good song.
And all of the hearts, the heart part 1, the heart part 2, the heart part, they are all very like duro. Like it's not for the faint of heart. It's not. It's literally not. Facts. It's gonna be things that if you're there like looking for this, you're not gonna get it. You're like the head bob or anything. But you are gonna get those like your soul is gonna get captivated.
He
by
even
it.
dropped the drums. He's like, let me drop the drums so they can hear me clearly. Like, and went in, and I was just like, it was just so fire.
And low key, if the album doesn't sound shit like this, it might not, because the heart's always separated from
they are.
The album. So
they're the appetizer, essentially,
the
like
prequel.
The prequel.
So shout out to Kenny, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. Still don't know what the fuck that means.
I think I have a theory.
Give it to us.
I have a theory. Okay, so
fuck another one.
I know.
There's so many. There's so many theories. Dog. There's so many.
I've been researching this shit.
Yeah.
All right, so, you guys remember how Good Kid, Mad City was titled a short film by Kendrick Lamar?
Yes, I remember that.
So, and then, what's it called? To Pimp a Butterfly was like a performance. Mm-hmm. Essentially, it was like a spoken word performance.
Right, let's go.
Right, like he was on stage.
Poem, yeah. I remember I was conflicted.
Yeah, back and forth. Even what was that song? I. Yeah. It was just a live performance that made the album, and then at the end, he's like on stage, and he's speaking, and exactly.
Oh my God, I'm such a Kendrick fan.
And then I was trying to think of what "Damn" was. To me, I don't know, because it was like you can play
Matrix.
It back and forth, right? Yeah. The red and the blue pill, but
it's a documentary.
Yeah, maybe. To me, this one is gonna be like a play. It sounds like a play. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Act 1. Act 2.
Well, remember? Okay, so on Genius, go to Genius. They have because I didn't know this is a thing, But apparently it's a thing that you have to register your singles. You have to register them. And last year he registered some single names. So on Genius, they have the titles of the songs on the album. And it says like, these are based off of like snippets of songs and him registering these names. And one of them is like, let me see if you can pull it up. Just go to where the track list is on Genius. Just
That's not the
down.
artwork. That's
No,
just
it's
the,
just, yeah.
that's just the
So
default.
there's therapy session number 9, prayer. All of that stuff is like, and I think the heart part 5 was one of them. So that's why people are like, oh, okay, this might really be real that he does it this way, because he registered those songs.
Yeah. I think it's gonna
Shout
be
out to
kind of like a play.
Whew, that was a lot.
Yeah.
What if those are the big steppers?
These
Oh yeah, look.
fucking chucks that we bought.
That's right. Shout out Letty for waking me up.
Yo,
Sometime.
this shit dropped, and I was like, you guys go on fucking Converse right now and order them, because it said 10 a.m. and it was 10 a.m. Eastern. Motherfuck. So 7 a.m. And then I saw a little like hack. Should I tell my hack?
Yeah.
So these collabs always drop at 2 places. They drop at the shoot, like, so it'll drop on Converse, but it'll also drop on the artist's website.
PG Lang.
So it dropped on Converse, sold out. And I know this from like Marathon. When Marathon drops the Puma site sells out first. But then, hey, you could also go to Marathon Clothing. And it's at least a little bit longer that it would take, because normally people are going to go to the main brand or the collab brand. And so Converse sold out like that. But then I'm like, hey, go to PG Lang. And there was still copies available. Shoes available.
Yeah. My
I was
size
too
and
late.
everything.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But the Converse one came really quick.
Yeah. Mine, I had to wait a little bit,
Yeah.
but they're here.
But they're here. We're here. Spoiler alert. Alert. We're the fucking big steppers. Because there still has to be some fucking boots. There's a
Yeah.
reason for the fucking boots, you guys.
There has to be.
There's a reason for everything Kendrick does. He's not just randomly going to wear boots to Coachella.
Yeah.
He's not a fucking
At all.
Carol.
Hopefully, Grupo Firme is on
Tiffany.
this tape.
Who?
Grupo Firme.
What if Bad Bunny's on it? If you could predict one person on it, I already have my person. Who would be on it?
Blast.
Oh, that's a good prediction.
Prince.
Prince has passed away.
I know.
So like sampled?
Well, he did some stuff on To Pimp a Butterfly with him.
Okay. Doja Cat.
Doja Cat?
Yeah.
She's when she bars up,
Yeah,
she can
she
bar
can
up.
bar up.
That would be
Doja
fun.
Cat is on Kendrick Lamar's album. I'm not listening to it. I'm just not gonna do it. Like, just
Bro, she's fire. But you know what? I was listening to her
she's
radio.
fine or fire?
Both.
Like, yeah.
Oh, he
But
can't say
I was listening to her radio single the other day. That shit is dirty for the radio.
Yeah,
it's
is.
super dirty.
Yeah, it's Kweef sweat. Bye, you guys.